Hey guys, it's your girl Carrie, and in my last video I shared with you how I made this beautiful mirrored invitation using the Dollar Tree mirrors for my girlfriend's daughter's bridal shower. I wanted to incorporate her sorority somehow into her bridal shower, but I didn't want to be obvious by using the colors pink and green. So I dug a little deeper and found out that the AKAs like to use mirrors because they're known to be cute and vain, and then also they are known for pearls. They wear a strand of pearls to represent the founders of the sorority. So I thought it would be cool to do a mirrored invitation and incorporate a little bit of pearl bling on the invitation. And we're doing Bed Bath & Beyond, and not the national chain, but really what goes on in the bedroom or what goes on in the bathroom and beyond stays in the bedroom or the bathroom. And we instructed guests to bring gifts for the bride and groom that relate to things that go on in the bedroom or bathroom, and they could be either naughty or nice. And then our activities while the guests are at the bridal shower, we will be making sensual oils and bath and body products. So that's where the whole theme is going. And then her colors are maroon, gold, blush, and off-white. Now, in order to cut down on some of the cost, when we did these mirrors, they were very inexpensive to make, under $2, but the shipping cost more than the actual mirror. So what we're going to do is only give the mirrored invitations to those that are in the AKA sorority, and then I shared with you the other invitation that I made that was equally as beautiful for all the other guests. And you guys said you wanted a tutorial on how I made this invitation. So let's get started. So here are the items you're going to need. You're going to need a decorative punch. You're going to need a pair of wire clippers. You're going to need a paper cutter, and this is optional. You don't need to go out and buy one. If you don't have one, then you can always use a scissor, but this will make your job a lot quicker and easier. And you're going to need double-sided tape, a glue gun. You're going to need some envelopes to, package everything up. You're going to need 10-inch doilies, and I chose the gold foil doilies, and I purchased these on Amazon, and I'll leave the link in the description box below. But you can also have a more economical choice by picking up the 32-pack of doilies from Dollar Tree. Now they do have an assortment in here, and I think there are 8 10-inch doilies in here. So depending on how many invitations you need to make, you would just buy that number of packs. Now using the plain white doilies will give you an entirely different feel and look, but it can be equally as nice. I can see this being kind of like a rustic invitation if you put it with craft paper and some twine, or it can be a beautiful, simple, like vintagey or summery or spring type of invitation. But I think these can be used, in a multitude of ways and still make a beautiful invitation. You're going to need your ribbon, and again, I like to just cut everything down to size so that I can kind of have like an assembly line going when I'm starting to work. Then you're going to need cardstock, and here is what it's going to look like. At first, you're going to just print 2 invitations on one piece of cardstock and then cut it out to size. And then you're going to need your bling. And I reached out to Totally Dazzled for some bling, and boy, did she deliver. So I told her what I needed. I told her I needed some bling that had pearls and diamonds in it, the pearls for the AKA, the diamonds for like engagement, weddings, and then the gold to match her maroon and gold theme. Now this is just a small portion of the bling that Totally Dazzled sent. I will be sharing with you what I do with the other bling as I complete some of the other projects on this bridal shower, but this bling is very, very affordable, good quality, and beautiful. And I'll be leaving the link for Totally Dazzled down in the description box below. So my first step is to make sure that my invitation will fit in the envelopes, and I purchased these envelopes. It's a pack of 50 from Hobby Lobby, and I used my 40% off coupon, and these are 5 3/4 by 8 3/4. So what I did was make 2 invitations on the landscape orientation and cut it directly in half. And I realized if I cut it directly in half, it would fit inside of my envelope. The next step was then to take one of my doilies and then put it down face down and put my card right there in the center, and then I just folded the edges over. And here there was a bit too much space. I wanted it to be a little bit closer, so at that point that's when I decided to shave down the invite a little bit on either side to give it a closer fit. So I cut it down so that the doors could close a little bit further, and you could just see a little bit of the words peeking out. And once I figured out my sizing, I knew that this was the width that I wanted all the cards to be, and so I used that as my template. Now what I did to get everything perfectly the same size for all of them, I kind of lined up the J on the joins and kind of scoot it up to the top so that I could then, if you could see here, I just made little marks there and another little mark on that end. So then I knew exactly what width I needed to make the cards, and I did that for all the cards. Now I had already printed these out. What I should have done was figured out on one card what the markers would be and then just put a little mark in my Word program, or if you're doing it in PowerPoint, however you're actually writing up your invitation, you could use that software to mark it where you need all of the cuts to be, and then you don't have to worry about doing that for each invitation. It'll print out with your cut marks on it, but I didn't think of that at the time. And then what I did was I took my slicer and I lined up the marker so I could know where to cut, where exactly to cut, and that's where I cut off the excess card. So that's how much I needed to trim off, and I turned it around to the other side and cut off the excess as well. Now, if you did not have one of these paper cutters, you would just draw your lines and cut it manually. I'm going to grab another new doily just to kind of demonstrate this next part. And so now that I have the card cut to the correct size, I am going to make sure that my doily points are lined up, and I'm going to center that. So now I have equal space on both sides. Then I can fold that over, press down, fold over, and press down. Now, as you can see, the doily is larger than the card. It's longer than the card. And so what I need to do is just trim that down and cut. I'm going to turn it around, line it up, and cut. Remember, I said we were going to ask all of the guests to please bring gifts that can be used in the bedroom and the bathroom. Anything naughty or nice will be appreciated. So, you know, at bridal showers, a lot of times, you know, the bride gets underwear, lingerie, and things like that. So I thought it would be a good idea to put the bride's sizing info on the invitation, but you didn't want to put that on the front of the invitation for people to see all of the bride's sizing information. So that is what I used my decorative punch for. I printed out her sizing info on just plain old copy paper, and I cut it out on the punch. So on the little tab, the punch out, it had her size chart. We had a bra size, panty size, lingerie and PJ size, shoe size in case they want to get slippers or something like that. And then I also told them to check the bed and bath section of her registry for gift ideas. And then I also included on there for them, or instructed them to bring the bridal shower gifts to the shower and mail the wedding gifts to the address listed on the registry. Because in case you didn't know, the new wedding etiquette rules, now that you know the internet and you can shop online, most brides prefer you to ship the gifts to their home as opposed to bringing them to the wedding event, because then it's always cumbersome to have someone try and gather up all the gifts and get them back, you know, to the bride. bride, so just ordering off the registry and having them shipped to the home is what's customary now. But a bridal shower is all about opening your gifts at the shower. So I wanted to let those folks know, if they order something off the bridal registry from the bed and bath section, don't ship it to the bride, because that's what the online registry said, but told them to just bring it to the shower instead so she could have something to open. So I just took a little double-sided tape and taped this to the back of the invitation. And so that way it is discreet and they have everything that they need to know about the bride. It lets them know to flip the invitation over and they can get the sizing information. You won't lose it because it's taped there. It's not an insert, so you don't have to worry about keeping up with two things. Now my next step is to get my bling all prepped. Now the bling that I have here, it is in a brooch or brooch form, and I just need to take this clip off the back so that I can make it a flat back so that it could secure, you know, nicely to the ribbon. So that's when I take my wire cutter, and let me see if you could see. I'm going to just go ahead and pull that right off. As you can see, it pulls right. As you can see, it just pulls right off. Now the next step is just to tie on our ribbon. So you're going to just lay your ribbon down. Even it out. And then tie a bow. This is just such a nice, elegant, easy, and affordable invitation to make. It's under 80 cents per invitation. And once you tie it, you're going to work with your bow, fluff it out. This is wired ribbon, so it's easy to kind of maneuver and, you know, make it stand up puffy, whatever you want to do with it. You don't have to use wired ribbon. And this is some of the ribbon. If you saw my video on my Dollar Tree haul where I shared also with you a ribbon haul, I forgot to share this roll with you guys, but I also picked up this roll of ribbon as well. I'll leave that video in the link in the description box below. So now our ribbon is pretty much set. We're going to add the fishtail. Now in order to add the fishtail, you fold your bow in half. And since I'm left-handed, I have to do it this way. Kind of quirky, but you just cut down at an angle. And you have a beautiful fishtail. Now it's time to add some bling. So now I'm going to just add some hot glue to the back of my brooch. Then I'm going to attach it right in the center of that ribbon. And now I'm just going to kind of clean it up, straighten it up, make my bow look perfect. Slide my card down, and there you have it. Isn't that lovely? Now this one was with the thicker wired ribbon that you can maneuver, and I just want to share with you a couple of tips. So the wider the ribbon, the larger the brooch it can accommodate. You can either do the very small one or this medium-sized one. And this one right here had a, this was a non-wired ribbon. This was just a satin ribbon, and since it was much thinner than this one, I went with a smaller brooch with the little pearl in the center. So you can choose whichever way you'd like to do it, and that's it. It's that simple. It's that simple and easy to put together, and it is very economical and elegant. This could even make a perfect wedding invitation. It doesn't have to be for a bridal shower, because I think it has that right amount of elegance to be included as a wedding invitation. So I'll keep you posted with some more DIYs for this bridal shower. But until next time, I'm going to keep calm and carry on. Bye guys.